This is Michigan Avenue, Victoria's Secrets here in downtown Chicago. So, Victoria's Secrets, it's very secret. It's even more secret than ever before because it's all boarded up here on Michigan Avenue in downtown Chicago. Same thing with Tiffany and Company. So we're gonna take a tour of the downtown Michigan Avenue. Just police officers. Hello. It's nice and quiet. Not a whole lot going on here. It's pretty quiet and dark. Hello, classical music. The streets are even darker because the lights from the inside stores are covered up, but looks like T-Mobile is lighted up. Got more light on the outside. But the other side is pretty dark. Disney store. Zara. Just a bunch of police officers at almost every corner. Hey. No, I don't think they expect anything crazy. As of now, there were a bunch of protests today in Chicago and yesterday. Well, yeah, yesterday and today. They were all quiet and peaceful. On Saturday, they were about 30,000, as you could probably have seen my videos. I was there. And today there was one in Cicero and there's another one in Lincoln Square, I believe. But they were peaceful, nothing crazy. Yeah, things are kind of calming down. Tiffany's is racist. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't think those stores on Michigan Avenue were really affected much. It was just across the bridge in the financial district. Hey. So that's the coffee place, famous coffee, biggest Starbucks in the world, I believe, in United States. Like 3-floor store. A lot of coffee and goodies here. But no more coffee for the next, I don't know, week or so. Well, the cops are always nice here, even throughout the year in the downtown. They're always present, so yeah, they always seem to be nice. I think there are different departments, even within the police department, that are more Some of them are more interactive with civilians, so they're nicer. So they're not those rough neighborhood cops or those that are dressed up in riot gears to beat up people. So who knows, sometimes they have a bad day and they bring their anger with them at work. Yeah, there's a police car right there. Yeah, usually around this time, it's 10 o'clock here in Chicago. Usually the streets are filled up with people walking around, a lot of tourists. Now, there's nobody in town because of the pandemic and then because of... Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for watching. So now there are no tourists in the city, unfortunately, but hopefully they're coming back in the near future. So this is another huge store, sports store that is closed. Yeah, pandemic was the main reason for not having tourists in Chicago. And now the Under the Armour store. They're getting some free advertising here, and Gap on the other side. But it's still beautiful here in downtown area. Usually in the summertime they have a lot of flowers everywhere here. They're trying to make a really nice area here. Nordstrom, it's boarded up as well. One of the big malls here in Chicago, downtown area. Hugo Boss, all the big names. Woohoo, USA! Somebody with a flag and the police car. I don't know if she waved to the police or she was just having fun. To Navy Pier. So we're in Illinois and Michigan. How about 95th? That's a long walk. That's a long walk to 95th Street from here. I parked my car in Lincoln Zoo Park area. So this is how Chicago looks like in the summertime, like with a lot of flowers. Really beautiful. Yeah, 95th Street doesn't look like this for sure. So jeez, those cars are speeding like crazy. I think this store was open today probably. Looks like. Yeah, I would love to go actually south and do some video vlogging, video footages actually. Do some vlogging from there and maybe talk to some people if they promised not to shoot me from being there. I would love to hear their stories and what makes them unhappy. So yeah, it looks like this area is closed as well. Chicago police. Across the street there's an Apple store that looks boarded up as well. I don't know if they looted at all. I haven't heard. I'm glad you like the downtown area. So let's see. This is the chocolate place around here somewhere, the Girardelli, I believe, or whatever the name is. Oh, I hear the bridges are still up, although Michigan Avenue bridge is finally down, so that's nice. Nobody here. This is a really crowded area. Usually people taking pictures of the river and the panoramic of the city. Perfect for pictures. Nobody here. And those are the boats. It's like there is, I guess, a security guy taking care of the boat so nobody steals the boat. To take off and run away. That will be interesting. So that's the Chicago Tribune building right here, right up front. I visited them a couple of times. I actually spent some time with them during a early meeting with the journalists from Chicago Tribune. We had an exchange experience kind of a thing where they let us, a bunch of Romanian journalists, to see how the story makes the front page of the Tribune. Pretty empty. Yeah, all the stores around here are still boarded up. I'm hoping this week is gonna be the end of this self-protection. Yeah, across the street there is another store that is boarded up. Trump Tower is not boarded up, at least not from this side. Just kidding. He got his own wall in Washington to protect himself from the angry protesters. So we have a homeless man here, I guess. Yeah, that Starbucks is boarded up as well. What I've noticed in the uptown neighborhoods, they started to paint the plywood and make it look much prettier. There are a bunch of young people that organize themselves and they're talking to the business owners and they try to make it look much prettier with flowers and all kind of paintings. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea. This is like a memorabilia Chicago store that bye bye Chicago. Hello Morocco. Bonjour. Bonjour Morocco or Salam Alaikum, whichever you prefer. Empty streets of Chicago. So let's just go across the street. That's a nice view. I know sometimes I'm walking too fast and the image is not as clear. I guess the subway's working. People are coming out of the station, I believe. I don't think Chicago was this empty ever during this time of the year. In June, people were just all over the place around this time. Those are the bikes for those that want to take a ride. Maybe I should take one on the way back to my car instead of walking. Just grab a bike and get there quicker. Oh, here's the train. Do I know what? Awa? I don't know. Somebody got shot in Seattle. Well, that's too bad. No shootings in the downtown area, luckily. Maybe south side of Chicago. Usually that's where they are rough. Senegal. Okay. Crazy people. So we're getting really close to the Millennium Park. I don't know if it's open. Could be closed at 10. It's late. So let's see if it's open. Maybe we can take a tour around the Bean. Maybe it's closed. Looks like there's a fence around here. Yeah, looks like Millennium Park is closed for the public. I guess it's still because of the social distancing thing. Chiama un tuo caro. It's an interesting advertising. Oh, there's somebody walking on the other side of the fence. Chicago Cultural Center on the right. And I guess that's a homeless lady. A lot of homeless people here in Chicago. I don't know how they can survive in the wintertime. It's really rough here. Yeah, it should be safe here in the downtown. I was gonna go to see the bean, but we'll take a look at it from a distance. Hey! Happy people on the bike. So the beans is in the dark. It's over there. And that's the skating ring in the winter. And in the summertime, I think they're doing like a patio or maybe roller skating. I don't know. Or it's just a restaurant. Patio. So let's just take a look at the bean. Let's see. You can see the skyline reflected on the shiny bean. Oops. Yeah, it's probably for the grill. Yeah, they put umbrellas and seats and I think they change it into a relaxing place. We're gonna see the smiley face here in a minute. Let's see the train. That's a really beautiful statement. We may all have come on a different ship, but we're all in the same boat now. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Peace be still. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Malcolm X. These are beautiful quotes. Yes, we need peace and love. That's the alley towards the Millennium Park. And the Symphony Opera, where in the summertime there are concerts outside, really beautiful. Free concerts in the park during the summer, really beautiful. And now the beautiful faces, which are now in the dark. Let's just wait. Oh. They shut them off. Oh, here we go. They're back on. Usually in the summer there is a waterfall from the upper part of the structure, and it's really cool. Kids are playing. And there is another one on this side. I guess that's about it. It's nice and quiet. Way too quiet. It's nothing much to see and to show you. Yes, water shouts out the mouth too from time to time. That's very true. Oh, here's the train. Let's watch the train. So here in Chicago, it's one of the few places where the trains are running on tracks on a upper level. And that's a good thing because it helps the traffic. Which is pretty crazy anyway in the summertime. So this is a beautiful panoramic of the city. Oops. Young lady driving the car. So let's see what's going on around here. This is the area where last weekend, especially on Saturday, where all the lootings and vandalism taking place. Now it's quiet. Some stores are boarded up, some are not. I guess whoever thought there was something to steal from inside the building, they protected themselves. Yeah, these are the train tracks up there. No cars. Woohoo! You can sit in the middle of the street in Chicago, which is very unusual. Actually, there's a car coming. Haha. But still. Still, it's an empty place. Yeah, somebody worked here 30 years ago. That's a long time ago. It's a nice Mercedes. Feels like 4 a.m. in the morning, not 10 o'clock at night. Just gonna take some pictures. Yeah, Jewelry Mall. And TCF Bank all boarded up so they don't steal the money. Okay. So we're in Wabash corner with Madison, middle of the street. Perfect time for photographers to take pictures of the city because it's never this quiet and empty. Oh, here's the train coming. Let's see if we can catch it. I guess the closures of the entrances in the city kind of helped out. Burlington and Taylor, they're all closed here on Wabash. Yes, you can. Let's see. What's your name? You can get a shutout. Yes, I don't know. Tell me where you're from. Yeah, it's hard to read sometimes. The screen is not too big. It's the CDA. Well, if you live here and walk here, yes, hopefully there are good memories. Yeah, this is all boarded up and empty. I mean, this building was in a construction mode anyway. I don't know what they're doing, if they're just power washing the building or they're doing something else, but they have the scaffolding. Looks like they were doing some kind of work. It's nice and quiet. And I think this is Randolph. Yep. TCBY, the ice cream place. I'm just curious how much damage they've done last Saturday, if they were able to do a total of the damages from the looting and windows breaking. Probably a few $1 million. Halal guys. Is this it's a Middle Eastern restaurant with halal food. I have to try it out sometimes when I'm here in downtown. So let's go under the tracks. Oh, here's the train. This is Chicago. Beautiful city of Chicago. For those that just came here, that was the one of the lines, trains that runs between the buildings, the skyscrapers here in the downtown area. Ooh. So this is Lake Street, I believe. Lake Street and State Street. Yep, famous Chicago theater sign. Yoo-hoo. All right. Yes, kind of back to normal, but those places are still not open. This was the place where one of the police cars were set on fire last Saturday. Right here next to this light pole. It's that famous picture of Chicago police car on fire. I'm gonna get closer to see the burning signs on the pavement, and you can still see the dark and here are the leaves that burned. Yeah, you can still see the dark spots from the fire. And it's all history now. Oh, looks like those bridges are down as well. Well, at 10 o'clock at night, there are more people in the summertime downtown, even in this area. Usually there are more people where there are restaurants. And looks like Trump Tower Bridge is still up. The buses are back in service. So yeah, I have the feeling that probably next week sometimes the things will get back to normal. Oh, look at that beautiful view. Beautiful Chicago River and the river walk. All true, during the day there are more people, but now almost none. And it's really beautiful outside. It's a nice breeze. Nah, there will be no FEMA camps. I keep hearing those ideas from some people. Crazy Alex Jones with FEMA camps popping up all over the place during the Obama years. And of course that never happened. So now things will go back to normal. That's Chicago Hotel. Yes, that was Chicago River. Just crossed Chicago going north. Yeah, the river walk is closed. Maybe next weekend we will open it up. Yeah, it's ghost town. Feels like the pandemic is still on. Hello, Jamaica. Oh, that's a nice view. The rainbows. Those are the rainbows next to the Trump Tower. Maybe Trump started to like gay people or something. So we're on State now. Oh, looks like there is a pizza place that it's open still. Dough Bros. The Dough Brothers. And the Dalal Food Indian store. The pizza place is closed. Let me take a picture of that. Yeah, quite a few 7-Eleven stores were vandalized last weekend. I was actually broadcasting live on during the morning news in Romania, and while I was doing that, there were people behind me carrying a ATM machine. They stole the ATM from a store nearby. I I'm just waiting for them to send me the footages from that night to probably post it on my YouTube channel as well. It was pretty wild. People were looting and they were just getting behind me, and they were kind of dangerous because they were like listening to me speaking in a foreign language. It was funny because after like 10-15 minutes the people from the studio called back and checked to see if I'm okay, because the area looked pretty rough. Yeah, the 7-Eleven I was talking about was a little bit south on like 18th Street or so, somewhere around there. Yeah, unfortunately, I didn't have the stabilizer that night to hold the camera much steadier, and it's a really shaky, shitty video that I did of the looting, because when you don't have a stabilizer, you don't realize that you're moving too fast. Oh, it's a nice... Yeah, I did capture a piece of history yesterday. It was a beautiful protest, actually. 30,000 people marching peacefully on the streets of Chicago. It was really nice. And the weather was gorgeous. It was just beautiful. This is a restaurant. We're open. Some steakhouse here on State Street. Yeah, Chicago is a beautiful city, and it's got a great history. It's a nice car. Woohoo! Somebody's having fun tonight driving around city beside me walking. Where do you live now, Donnie? Oh, South Loop. Oh, so you're still downtown area. I thought you moved somewhere else. Osteria Via Stato, an Italian restaurant here across the street. China. I know somebody that loves China. China likes to say China, China all the time. China. Beautiful China. Rajesh. Yeah. Chicago at night. Walking around Chicago downtown. It's a 7-Eleven store that's closed, I guess. Can't wait for the city to reopen. Although the traffic is crazy in Chicago. It's nice if we could find a way not to have that many cars. Just have people walking around. Yep. Yeah, or just using bicycles to get around. I think the idea with bicycles and more bicycle pathways, it's a really good idea to encourage people to be more active and don't drive downtown. Well, there are people also in the winter time with the bicycles, although it's really freezing cold. But yeah, no, not in the winter. In the summertime, I guess it's good to have people bike instead of driving. I guess this windows was broken because they only put wood board on a couple of the windows. Well, I believe it or not, there are people that are actually year-round biking to work. So yeah, you know, if you dressed up really well, you can probably... Hello, Senegal. It's another beautiful church here. On State Street. And there is another skyscraper that is being built here. Looks like some residential building. And there is a school here, class of 2020. Congratulations. Let's see. You asked me if I'm visiting Pakistan. I'm not sure what you're saying. There's no question mark or... No, I'm not visiting Pakistan, but maybe I will someday. Morocco, Pakistan is a very beautiful country. Yeah, maybe someday. I would love to go to India and Pakistan too. Hello, Thailand. Yeah, I will go. I will fly to Thailand right now to get a massage. My back hurts. So, Poland, no. I have a lot of Polish people here in Chicago, so that's the closest I got to Poland. Polish community here in Chicago is one of the biggest after Krakow, from what I heard. So a lot of Polish stores, Polish people. It's 11 o'clock, 11 and 7 minutes here in Chicago. Yeah, Mount Everest, yes. The tallest peak in the world, I believe. And there are no more protests downtown Chicago. I think there's still a curfew in place. Oh, I'm pretty sure the countryside is beautiful in Poland. The Highlanders. I saw the Highlanders from Poland singing and dancing bands. Oh, it's really getting dark out here. And I think my battery is about to die on my stabilizer. Hopefully it's gonna stay for another minute or so. Tempo Cafe here in Chicago. A lot of really good restaurants in this area, but now everything is closed. A lot of pizza places and restaurants, steakhouses. Oh. And that is that. We're open. I'm probably gonna do another video later in the summer when there are more people. Yeah, deep dish pizza, it's good for those that love a lot of cheese and dough. This is really shaky. I don't know why it's so shaky. I think my battery is about to die or something. Tak, dobrze. For the Polish people. Yeah, love and peace for George Floyd family. And for everyone, actually. Sling cars. Oh, I think my camera just moved a little bit. Huh. Let me try to fix my camera because it's shaky. Here we go. Now we're talking. This is a long video and a long walk. Kind of boring because it's empty. This looks like a bank, Citibank. Yes, it is a beautiful city, but now it's a ghost town, almost. Ja, Robert, da, am curajul aparent. E 11 seara și e pustiu pe aici prin downtown. Nu se întâmplă mare lucru. De obicei asta e o zonă foarte sigură prin Chicago. Dar acum e pustie. Yeah, somebody just asked me from my native country if I'm not scared to be here. But no, this is a really safe area. This is really busy in the summertime. There are a lot of really good restaurants. Gibson's here on the right. Steakhouse. Oh, looks like their tavern on the Rush is open too. So some places are open. Looks like it. Yeah, this is a really, really great area. Yeah, they serve food out here. Okay. This is nothing compared to last Saturday, so if I survived the riot last weekend in the downtown by filming live, I guess I will survive this too. It's crazy because you don't even know what kind of stores are here if you don't see the signs above them. Everything is boarded up. Well, somebody has to do it to get the footages, so I wasn't expecting last Saturday to have the riots. Just happened to be at the right time at the right place to catch the images. So all those stores are boarded up, both sides of the street. The restaurant Luma Tea, or Luminati, depending on how you pronounce it. And that's the old-fashioned way in the countryside to say you're not open. I mean, you're not home. You would just put a brush, and that's how in the old days used to tell people you're not home. You didn't have to use the key to lock your door. There's still some places, I think I heard somebody saying that in Wisconsin or some other places, they still do that, you know, they trust people, which is really nice. Looks there is a Humvee, if I'm not mistaken, right here parked. The National Guard Humvee parked. The people that's the subway. That was the subway underneath. And those are, yeah, military police. Woohoo. Hey guys. I guess they're bored, nothing to do. Let's see. Yeah, looks like the military people are having a good time. Or a downtime. Like this. Okay, there's a police van across the street. I'm back into the Gold Coast area of the city, which is empty and really ghost. My shoes got untied. Oh gosh. Those will probably be some historical footages with the downtown area this empty and boarded up. What's your favorite crime? Well, I don't think there are any favorite crimes that people do. Empty streets of Chicago. Everybody's inside sleeping. The favorite crime is no crime. "5G Death Tower." I don't know what's that. Death Towers. This is American Ambassador's house. Those are really expensive places, I know. I visited a friend of a friend that lived here in this area. And he was paying, I believe, $10,000 or $12,000 a month rent. He had a really nice place. I mean, and he was just living by himself. Imagine spending $12,000 a month to live in this area. He had his own gym inside the house and a bunch of rooms, and I mean, the guy was in his mid-50s and he was making probably over $1 million a year working for a company, and he was divorced, just enjoying his life. But I think it's crazy to pay $12,000 a month in rent. I guess if you want to live downtown, yeah, that's what some people pay. $10,000, $12,000 a month. And some places people don't make that much money in a year. I mean, just his shoes, he had a really nice collection of about 100 pairs of shoes. Just that was worth over $100,000. And I don't know, I have to check on him because I know he had an accident where he was walking from a bar one night, and there was some construction, and he fell and hit his head, and it was almost like in a coma for a while. Really crazy. But he moved out. He was already in a different area, a little bit up north. Just as gorgeous of a house, but less expensive because yeah, you know, I don't blame people what they do with their money. I mean, I know there are so many things you could do if you have money, but if you want to spend them when you're still alive, that's good because you don't take anything with you. So I know he wasn't in a really good relationship with his kids, so he was just living his life. Oh well, let's not get into the religion part. Religion is a bunch of mind controlling for a lot of people. Yeah, being healthy and happy, actually. And if you're rich, meaning having money, because you could be rich in so many ways. All right. I think I still have about 10-15 minutes walk back to my car. I don't know if you still want to watch this interesting night in Chicago. Yeah, here are multi-million-dollar condos. Well, take what's good for you from a religion. That's what I do. If it's something good that I can take out of every single religion, I will do that. I think almost any religion has something good in it. The only problem is when people are told to believe that this religion is the only way. So that means people are controlled and manipulated. So, let's see. If we talk about religion, we're actually getting really close to one famous church, Moody Church here in Chicago. Moody Bible Institute, one of the most fundamentalist theological colleges in the country will be brainwash people's brains with fundamentalism. It's a really nice park here. Well, depending on what religion you like, you follow, you believe, but they are all controlling. One of the most interesting books I read was about, it was a book, and I think also there were a couple of books and also some documentary about Scientology. It was really interesting because it's a really good way to compare older religions with a new religion, because it was just created back in the 50s, I believe. So just about 70 years ago. And it's just interesting how people were trying to escape those mind-controlling places. And it's the same with every single religion. You know, there are people taking advantage of other people. And yeah, most of the time people are... Oh, okay, this is the Chicago History Museum. It's a great place to visit if you're in Chicago. I've been here a couple of times. And here's the Moody Church across the street from the Chicago Museum. It's a big, big church. No more people on the streets. It's almost midnight here in Chicago, so it's late, but there are no people because of the riots and the restrictions imposed. Anyway, we're getting closer to the Lincoln Park Zoo where I park my car, so I'm gonna stop this video in a minute and hopefully you guys have a good night and enjoy the walk around downtown on this late Sunday night. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you next time. You're very welcome.